We're making a homemade spinach wrap using cottage cheese. So I have 1 cup of cottage cheese that I added to my blender. And now I'm cracking 2 eggs into my blender as well. So 1 cup of cottage cheese and 2 eggs. This part is optional, but you can add any seasonings you want. I'm adding some garlic powder and some oregano. So you can add any seasonings you want depending what flavored wrap you want to make. And then lastly, I am going to take a handful of spinach. I love spinach wraps that you buy at the store, but they usually have pretty not great ingredients. So I'm excited to make it at home. So I'm going to grab my blender here and I will just place my blender cup right on top and blend it up until smooth. That should be good. I love this green color. So now I'm going to take a tray that I have lined with some parchment paper. I put my clothespins here just to hold the parchment paper in place. It's a good hack. And I am just going to take this cottage cheese, egg, and spinach mixture and pour it right onto my tray. And then you can kind of move the tray around just to make sure that cottage cheese mixture is spread evenly throughout your tray. And now I'm gonna place this in a 350-degree oven. I'll remove the clothespins before I forget. We don't want those going in the oven. So I'll place this in the oven until it is lightly golden brown, and then we will turn it into a wrap. I've made the regular version before and I absolutely loved it, so I'm super excited to try this spinach version. It's a great way to sneak in some extra vegetables. It's also super high in protein, gluten-free, and it's only a few ingredients. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven. It'll probably take maybe 15 to 20-ish minutes, and then we'll try it out. Okay, so this is gonna go into my oven at 350. All right, it has been about 15 to 20 minutes, and we are taking our cottage cheese spinach flatbread out of the oven. So I am gonna let this fully cool, and then we will add our wrap toppings, and it'll be ready to go. All right, so I am just gonna remove our cottage cheese spinach wrap from the tray, and we'll get started with adding our toppings. I'm gonna use a little bit of homemade mayo. Did anyone see this video yet of me making this homemade mayonnaise? Turned out so good. Next, I'm just gonna add some tomato slices. Now I'm going to add some avocado. Let me know in the comments what you would add to this cottage cheese spinach wrap. Some turkey here. These are just always my go-tos for any sort of wrap or sandwich. And then some banana peppers. I love that these give it a little bit of spice. And then some mustard. I would love some new ideas for what I should add on my wrap, so let me know in the comments. So I'm gonna use my paper to kind of help me fold this over. So I'm just going to gently fold it over, and then I can pull my parchment paper back, and then we will fold again. Now I'll just transfer this over to my plate. All right, so the spinach does make the wrap fall apart a little bit more than with the regular cottage cheese and egg wrap, but this actually turned out pretty good, and it's going to definitely taste good. So let's go ahead and do a taste test. It tastes delicious. You just have to be a little bit careful while you eat it because it might fall apart. But this is super high in protein, gluten-free, and delicious. It also sneaks in some vegetables, so I'm definitely gonna make this again.